Hello and Happy New Year. It is delayed, I know, but Happy New Year. And welcome back, and welcome if you are new to Hook Up with Steph. This is episode 15, I believe. Yes, hey, I got it right. So we're going to just do the normal stuff that we do at the start. So first of all, Patreon. I'm going to see if I remember the order without being prompted. So this is for any bonus content that you want to see, and this is paid for content as well. Also, my dog Mojo has it here, and there is some really exciting stuff that I'm working on to do this year with him for that podcast. So, yep, keep your eyes out, and yeah. So the next one, if you have any comments or questions, Patreons, you guys have, you can message us on there. But we have a Twitter account, and this, if you use hashtag #HookUpWithSteph, you can talk about things that you want me to add to the show, any bits like that. So, yep. If you don't have Twitter, though, we do have an Instagram account where you can message us there as well. So, yeah, I will be asking for questions, though, for the one that I'm going to do in March, because March, I do believe, is my 1-year anniversary of doing this show. So I will be doing a Q&A, hopefully, if I can get enough questions. So, yeah. You guys have 2 months to give me questions. So, yeah. And if you guys want to check out my hairdressing stuff, it's been a bit quiet lately, and I'll explain that in a bit. But here's my, wrong hand, coffee. So, yeah, this is my account.
No, that's your Instagram, not your coffee.
No, I was holding my coffee in my pointing hand. So, yeah, this is my Instagram account. If you guys want to book me, if you are in the Kent area, I'm only doing Kent area at the minute because I don't drive. So, yeah, as soon as I can drive, it will expand. But, yeah, I'm also fairly cheap. So, that's also a bonus.
Reasonably priced, not cheap. No,
I look
priced.
cheap. I look cheap. There's a difference. So, yeah, also, last but not least, please check out Drawing the Light Photography. They do all sorts of, like, weddings, events, and other bits. Also, it is my uncle's company. So, yes, go check them out. They are very good at what they do. And if you want a hair and makeup artist, request moi. If you want. You can see my work.
Yes, Stephanie is one of a handful that I have that I can use for stuff. So
I just miss working.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on availability.
Yes. So I'm just going to fix that bit of my hair. Give me 2 seconds because that's annoying me.
Yeah. And by the way, if anyone's got a problem with me eating, tough.
Yeah, we eat, drink. I go off for cigarettes in this show. It's a whole thing. So, yeah, as you guys may or may not have noticed, I have a new mug that from what I normally have.
So, in fact, we should encourage you guys to eat and drink and stuff while you watch this too.
Grab snacks, get in pajamas, get under the covers because it is cold. And also grab your coffee or your tea or your hot chocolate. I do not discriminate. But
that's here obviously, it's called here in the UK as we're doing this, which is 2 p.m. UK time. Obviously, it's probably different wherever you are.
Yes. So, yeah, you're going to see me holding my mug a lot more because I'm very cold and I don't want to put the heating on. But this is a Christmas present that I got from my partner's parents. And it is a mug, and I don't know if it'll focus, but it says, crocheting takes balls.
Yeah, we can show it.
Yeah, and it looks like a ball of yarn. And in the handle, I've got 2 little holes that I can put in a crochet hook if I'm using one of my metal ones. So, yes. Thank you. I love it. Also, it holds a great nice amount of coffee.
That's the important part, is how much coffee it holds.
Yes.
Also, it's always nice to get presents.
Yes. So, yes, I know I said to you guys that I was going to take photos of all the Christmas gifts that I made. That didn't go to plan because I'm terrible at keeping secrets for like presents and stuff. So I knew that if I was going to take a photo of them, I'd end up posting it all over my social media saying, oh, I made this for such and such, and I didn't want to spoil their Christmas presents. So that didn't happen. However, what I've decided to do instead, as of February, each month I will be doing a walkthrough of what patterns I used and recreating the Christmas presents for myself, because I liked all the ones that I made and I wanted to keep them all, but I didn't.
Does that include the willy warmer you got your partner?
Wow, no, he got a pillow. He got a pillow after he bought me a coffee machine.
you do realise he probably mistook it for a willy warmer.
Yikes. Oh dear, that's my bride texting me. I do apologise, my phone's going mental. I'm helping my best friend whose wedding is in May finish some bits and pieces. So if you see me looking this way, I'm just checking my phone. So I do apologise, but I'm a maid of honour. I have got responsibilities.
Well, anyone who's ever checked any of these shows knows that there's stuff that's going on all the time. I mean, I, for starters, have to always deal with stuff all the time, pretty much all day, every day. So
yeah,
it's not like we're not paying attention to. It's just we do have other people to deal with, particularly when it comes to clients and customers.
Yes.
They like prompt answers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well,
I've actually
as prompt as they can be.
Yeah, I've actually had to rearrange, and I've had to keep the next week or so of my schedule clear. But I'm quite happy. January is quite a slow month for me, so I'm all right with that. But yeah, I actually damaged my shoulder muscles really badly last week, and I actually made them worse the other day. So yeah, I dislocated my shoulder in my sleep about last week Thursday, and I ended up popping it back in. I trapped a nerve, so I've dislocated again, relocated it, and I've damaged the muscle groupings in the front and back of my shoulder and in my upper arm. So I was in a sling for a while, and I was doing a school run for my youngest sibling, and I slipped on a patch of frost. So instead of falling flat on my face, I've slammed myself into a metal fence, not thinking about what side I'm slamming into. And I've slammed into my right arm, and I've dislocated it again, causing more damage. So I've screwed myself over again.
Cheers to the dummy.
Yes. Oh. So yeah, that's happened. But I'm also trying out a new brand of scented candles. And my lovely friend, she is actually starting her own wax melt and scented candle business. And I'm one of the testers, and it smells really good in here now.
For those who've actually followed me and know anything about me, I used to make candles, so I can be very judgy when it comes to candles. Because when people say, "Oh, I used to make candles," it's usually just they just put things on them. Muggins here actually formed the wax and put the wick inside. I mean, I literally made the candle.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how to make them.
Let me go grab it. It's going to probably be a bit hot, but let me grab it.
They generally are if they're made properly.
Yeah, the container's a bit warm because I haven't had it on for that long. But yeah, so this was about £3, and hang on, shouldn't have done that in my face.
I can see the future.
So,
You'll meet a tall, dark
I'm
stranger.
be careful because I have got hot wax. So it's melted down quite a lot, but it's filled nice way up. And it smells so good. I actually saw it. I saw her on her Snapchat story actually making this one. And I love it. She showed the whole process from start to finish. So melting the wax down, and then adding the colour, the oil, or the fragrance oil, and then pouring it into the candle holder. Yeah. It's nice. It smells like mangoes as well, and that's one of my favourite scents because it makes me, especially in like the winter time, because mangoes I associate with the warmer weather, and it makes me feel a bit warmer and a bit happier. So
they're a summer fruit, so it kind of makes sense.
Yes. Downside is it makes me hungry.
What I would say, obviously, about your friend making the candles, it's good to have somebody who can make them personalised. But at the same time, bear in mind, I used to make them 50 at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I could personalise each one of the 50, even though they were done in bulk. It takes a long time to learn how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Bear in mind. But if you know how to do it, you can do it fairly quickly and very economically. So that's 50 candles. It normally takes most people to make one, but that's practice and training that does that.
Yeah.
So if a person can make a singular candle, make it very specific in a very nice way, all the fancy patterns, all the oils, and all the scents you want, it's a good thing. And if somebody does it properly, generally it's a nice quality product. So it's always worth having a look at. Especially if you're a candle person, because not everyone is.
Yes. I have a whole shelf of my shelf unit that's here. I've got textbooks and folders on the bottom. I've got blankets. I've got the crochet stuff. Not all of it, but I've got some of the more frequent things that I use. And above that, I've got a whole shelf that is filled with candles, and I still feel like I don't have enough.
And that's the thing with Steph, people. She always wants more.
Yeah, the way to my heart is coffee and candles and chocolate and mozzarella sticks at the moment. So, yeah.
And the classic food of ribcage.
Oh, yeah, and that. But I don't like telling people that.
It's the same for everyone.
I know. I'm actually going to just do a bit of self-pride here because I'm actually really proud of myself.
Go for it.
So, January last year, I was 21 stone, something like that. I weighed myself yesterday, and I'm actually now 15 stone and a half. So, from this time last year, I've lost at least, that's got to be 6 stone, roughly.
It is roughly, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very proud of myself. And because I'm now actually able to start to wear some of my older clothes that I've missed wearing. So, yeah.
Bear in mind, people, we're going to be very clear about this. Stephanie wanted to lose the weight because it was for her own. She wanted to. Nothing wrong with being whatever size you are. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If it's what you want, I'm not going to judge you, Pete. I'm not going to judge anyone. But if somebody wants to do something and they achieve what they want to do, be supportive.
Yeah. I did mine partly for medical reasons and also for my mental health. Because being the size I was so miserable because I could see all these other girls going, oh, I can wear these and these and these. And then there's me I can wear a baggy jumper and a pair of leggings and look like a potato. And now it's I can wear more form-fitting stuff. Yeah, all right, I'm still very much a plus-sized woman, but I'm at a point where I'm really happy with it.
I hate that term.
I know. It's the only way that I can describe it, though. And that's a term that I prefer using on myself instead of saying, oh, yeah, I'm still huge.
No, I get what you're saying. I understand you want to say it, but I personally do not like the term because it makes people think, oh, if you just happen to be a bit larger than the so-called normal woman that you see on television or in the papers or whatever, that you're obese or something, and it's like, fuck off.
No, that's not the case.
But that's my point. That's why I don't like that, because it makes people think that.
Yeah, the only time you can say you're obese is if your doctor's told you that. Personally, that's what I believe anyway.
Well, if you know how BMI counts actually work properly, I do mean properly, you can actually work out for yourself. But if you don't, then medical professionals are the only one who can do it. Other than that, and most people have no idea how BMI actually works. People like that, oh, it's my BMI number, not knowing what it actually means.
Yep. But so yeah, because my medical reasons were I have heart palpitations, and before you guys say it, I know the coffee doesn't help, but I know when I've had too much, and I know my body enough, and I listen to it with pretty much each cup of coffee I have. So I've only had 2 today because I'm feeling a bit.
Yeah, but it's better than energy drinks.
Yes, I've actually cut down to like 1 a month now. I'm actually doing really well for myself, considering I was drinking about 3-4 a day.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm making. When you drink tea or coffee, yes, they have the same sort of ingredients as any drinks, but it's to nowhere the same degree, and Stephanie generally drinks less of them.
Yes.
So, you know.
But my weight didn't help my heart palpitations as such. So
no, it wasn't. Because your heart's having to do more work.
I actually had a echo recently just to check my heart, and that's literally they just do a
echo.
I believe it's echocardiogram. I had exactly one of those when I was last up at the hospital, which was a couple of months ago. Actually,
but it's either that was an angiogram, but I'd assume in your case it'll be an echo.
Yeah, they would literally check in, and they are so mild now because I've lost weight. They can actually disappear on their own, and I'm like, yes, ow.
There's a lot, Stephanie.
I can't help it. I don't want to wear my sling. I don't want to wear the sling at the minute. I'm having a break. I've been wearing it all morning.
To be fair, I don't like overexerting myself as well. That's why I can't hold my penis for too long. Heavy loads and all that.
Right? This is an 18+ show. But yeah, the other reason my weight I wanted to lose was because I have hypermobility as well.
Also, penis is a medical term.
Yes.
So I can say it. Even if it wasn't 18+ show, I can still say it. It's the other words for it you shouldn't say.
Yeah. So because with my hypermobility, I'm a lot more flexible, but I also dislocate. And since I've been losing the weight, I still want to lose a tiny bit more, don't get me wrong, but I'm comfortable where I am. But I'm now starting to get less dislocations. And
still no twister for you, though.
No, never again. That hurts when I play Twister.
Of course it does.
But I've also noticed I'm starting to get my flexibility back as well, which is a really cool thing because I've missed my flexibility. And I'm now currently able to sit cross-legged. So that's having your legs like that.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm currently sitting at the moment. I would show you, but I'm surrounded by mess because I'm midway through reorganizing my room again.
It's right. They don't need to see. They can take your word for it because why lie about it? It's a very stupid thing to lie about.
You'll see me like shifting about, and that's because I'm changing my sitting position because I'm fidgety today.
I'm sat on an actual chair, but I still fidget as well. So it's something that does happen. Very few people can sit completely and utterly still.
Yeah.
Also, hyperactive. So.
Yeah. Mine's just I've been a fidget since I was a kid, and it's just something I haven't grown out of. But I don't know. I don't know if it's autism related. I am not too sure about that. But
it can be.
Yeah, I know it can be. Where one of my brothers are autistic.
But it doesn't. Yeah. But it doesn't mean you are. Doesn't mean that's what it is, though.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, there could be two things which are completely unconnected.
Oh yeah. See. But the difference between me and you at the minute is I'm sitting on my ottoman, which has all my duvet sets in. So, yeah, I'm sat on an ottoman leaning against my bed.
Yeah, I'm sat on a chair with a cushion underneath it. and
Nice.
it's a wooden chair because
Yeah.
that's just what it is. Because I don't like having I don't like a big comfy chair, mainly because one, I don't have room for it, and two, if I did, I'd get too comfortable and not leave the bloody thing. And to be honest, when I'm at the computer, I want to be here as least amount of time as possible.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being in front of a screen all the time, because I spend enough time in front of a screen editing.
Yep.
I don't mind doing it for the podcast, because obviously you kind of need to be here for that. But
no, really.
At the same time, though, it's not just me that just sat there doing stuff. I'm doing socially engaging. So,
Yeah.
But I prefer to not be here as much as possible as in front of the computer. I like to be out. I like to be cycling. I like to be out and about doing various bits and pieces. So, also, I'm going to spend a bit of time in front of computer screens anyway, even when I'm out and about, because there's a few things I'm doing. So, you know.
Yes. See, I'm very similar, but the other thing is I spend a lot of my spare time when I'm not crocheting playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I've recently got a new TV, and it's like a 48-inch TV now compared to my 38-inch TV. So playing video games on that is an absolute dream. I love it.
Size doesn't matter. It's what you do with it.
I know, but it's also the quality of the TV, like the the picture. There we go. The quality of like the picture and the frames and everything, it is so much nicer.
What Stephanie means, for those of you who know better, is the resolution and the ratio of movements of of images per second.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know what that means, essentially it just plays better.
Yes. That.
Without being technical about it. Anyone who wants to be technical about it, this isn't the place for that.
No.
I'll happily be technical with anyone with anything, but this is not the show for that.
No. This is for the person who has multiple blonde moments to supposedly do crochet. But we're starting that off next month, because what I'm also doing, I'm crocheting at the moment, but I really shouldn't be. But I just like keeping my hands occupied, so I'm doing a very basic thing at the minute. I'm just adding sleeves to the top that I was making for my birthday.
Well, let's put it out there to the people obviously watching. I mean, sometimes you don't necessarily have to be wanting to make anything. You just might be relaxing and and for you to like enjoy your time in consuming.
Yeah. So I'm now sussing out the sleeves. I may actually remove how much I've done, because that just looks atrocious. So but I've also got to find a way to get rid of these and actually do a seamless stitch to actually make sure the sleeves stay up on my arms. Because where I've lost a bit more weight, it's now just going like that. And I'm like, I don't want it to sit like that. It's cute, but I don't want it to sit like that anymore. Yeah, I'm actually going to redo that.
Well, if you keep losing weight, then it will slip like that, and then it will slip down, and then there'll be a free show.
Yeah, I know. And I don't particularly want that.
No. That would not be a good idea.
No, it would not. And I don't think my fiance would be too impressed either.
Well, to be fair, it depends on where it happens.
In public?
Then no.
No.
If he's the only one around when it happens, I doubt he'd give a crap.
Oh, no, I don't think he would either, but...
Just a suspicion I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. It could be worse.
It could be, yes. It really, really could be. I'm now not sure where I want to stop, to be honest. Because I want the sleeves to be quite baggy. But it's just figuring out how baggy. Because I go by the bagginess scale. I go, do I want it so I can be swamped? Or do I want it so it's a bit looser than what I'm wearing now? Or do I want it as like a baggy jumper kind of thing? It's weird how I judge it, but
no, because
it's what I'm most comfortable with.
Also, it's not weird because you're judging it for yourself, so you can only judge it that way. So if you're making it for somebody else, that's different because you've got to bear in mind what they like. But if you're making something for yourself, then obviously you only have to think about it yourself. It's the same as if you make food, for example. If you're making dinner for other people, you've got to think about, is this person allergic to this? Will they be able to eat this? If you're making it for yourself, you know what you like. It's not a problem. It's much easier.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like only cooking for me, myself, and I, and people I know don't have allergies. Because with my cooking, I include quite a lot of things people are allergic to, like especially my friends who are lactose intolerant. And I was
going to say, in my case, people, if you ever want to make me food, just don't give me seafood. Anything else is fine.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you were saying, giving your friends food that's lactose intolerant. Yeah, that can be quite annoying, but usually it's annoying for them because they actually like that's the stuff. They just can't have it.
Yeah, because I make quite a lot of creamy sauces for like my pastas. I do a homemade mac and cheese. I do chicken Alfredo and a few other bits that involve a cream sauce. It's milk, butter.
That's usually just how you make it, of course. But yeah, for somebody who's lactose intolerant, that would be an issue.
Yeah, it's like shit.
Generally, they could still have it. It's just not going to be very. There's going to be consequences, basically.
Yes, and I'm not a big fan of people suffering from my cooking. So,
well, technically, they're not. They're choosing to consume it. In which case, it's their choice. Because the thing is, you can always warn people, and then they can decide. Because most people generally are grown-ups, so that does help.
No, really.
Although, judging by some of the things I see, I do wonder. But
my Facebook filled with sarcasm and coffee.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who may have noticed, this is the first of 4 shows I'm doing this week.
Oh, fun.
So, obviously, there's this show today. 50-50 tomorrow, of course, is normal. Tomorrow. Yeah, because that's always Sunday. Monday, I'm doing a chill time episode, which is a special one. And on Wednesday, I'm doing a Behind the Lens episode, which will be about... I'm trying to think how best to explain what it's going to be about. But basically, it's to do with... how you cover an event.
Fun.
So, what I mean is in your journey there, why you're there, when you come back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, because, well, at least how I do it. I mean, everyone's different, but it would be an idea to give people listening an idea of what's involved. Because obviously, very few people ever go on a journey with a photographer to a venue, or they're during the venue, and then come back with you afterwards. It usually doesn't happen because usually as a photographer you tend to do everything on your own. Yeah. There are exceptions sometimes, but generally that's usually how it works.
See, it's like I'm just going to also put something out there for people who don't really do socializing that well. If you want to try and get used to, and you want to open up a business, if you want to try and get used to having like social interactions with people on a regular basis, the one thing that I found did help me was when you took me to the business show the first time.
Yeah. The thing about that, right, and there's a reason why I took you to that, okay? Because I personally I'm not a big fan of social interactions either, in all honesty. I tend to minimize the amount I do. Yeah. But when you run a business, you kind of need to be able to interact and deal with people. So I literally made myself go to networking events. Yeah. And I was really uncomfortable because I didn't like it. Yeah. But you have to make yourself do it.
Yeah, the first time.
But when you know that in yourself, you know how to talk with people, which is why I took you.
Yes. See, the first time that we went, you were pretty much saying that you were just kind of forcing me to talk, and it was like, you need to actually say something.
Yeah, like, words are your friends.
No. But I did have fun, and I did learn a couple of tips and tricks. But this year, however...
Yeah, the last one we went to, you might want to... That was a different story, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the first time I went up, I was only a freelance employee for Drawing the Light photography. But this time, when we went up for 2021, I was representing two businesses at once. I was representing my brand alongside During the Light Photography, because if you see my Instagram page, you will see that I do work quite closely with Peter's brand, because Peter's brand is what actually helped me get started. So yeah, I do owe quite a bit of credit there. So thank you. But this time I was networking properly. I was getting involved in I was asking the right questions at the right time. And, you know, I was getting so many like tips and tricks. It was amazing. But the only issue I had is at the end of it, I was just like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, the thing with the business show particularly is it's a long day.
Yeah.
Okay. It is worth it if you can do it though. But on the plus side with the business show, you can come in and out of the venue, and because it's at the Excel, as you're well aware, there's food places all the way along as well as seating. Yes. They do make you go outside to smoke though, but there is a smoking area.
Yep, which I was very grateful for.
Yeah.
So yeah, my morning personally, I don't know what time you started in the morning, but I got up at about 6, 7ish to get ready, because we left at about 9.
I was up at about 5.
Yeah, so it started for me: coffee, cigarette, breakfast, get dressed, makeup, hair. And the most important thing I will suggest to you now is footwear, especially if you like wearing heels. Wear a suitable heel or wear flats. You are going to be on your feet all day.
Here's something I'll tell you when it comes to what you wear. Wear something that is appropriate for your business, okay? When it comes to footwear, if that happens to be like high heels and stuff, take 2 pairs of shoes. Have your flats for when you're doing everything else, but when you actually represent yourself and you want to do your look, then change. Yeah. There are toilets, there are seats, you can change very easily. It's not an issue.
Now, I don't remember where I put the exact pair of boots that I wore, but these are fairly similar. The only difference is my heel was like 2 inches higher. Yeah. But these are what I wear on a daily basis anyway when I am working, even when I'm at college. Oh my God. Sorry, I just got a thing pop up on my laptop and I don't know what's going on.
No. The main thing is have suitable and also comfortable footwear. That would be definitely a big one. So especially if you're not used to being on your feet.
Yeah. I would also like to mention, because you are fairly close to the Thames as well, wrap up, especially if it is like November time you're going up there, wrap up a little bit, because it does get quite chilly.
As it gets later, yes, definitely. Yes. So, obviously, there's 2 of them, and there's one earlier in the year, which isn't as bad because obviously then it's summertime. But also bear in mind, it involves using Stephanie's least favourite form of transport.
I was actually all right on it this time round.
I noticed.
I was actually fairly okay on the DLR.
Yeah, DLR.
Yeah, got the letters right way around.
So, Docklands Light Railway. Yeah, DLR. Yeah.
For those of you who are unaware, that is a London transport that does not have a driver.
Automatic trains, basically.
Yes. They are very efficient, and, you know, they are great to be on when you're not panicking. Because they also have staff members on board that can actually drive it if it came to it, because there are manual steering wheels.
There's also station staff as well, so it's not like they're completely unmanned. There are people there, but generally the trains alone, I think, need to do something with them.
Yes. So that is, I mean, we got the bus and then we got the DLR.
Yeah, we did. Where was bus?
Yeah, we did 2 buses. Yeah, because we had to change over, so we did 2 buses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then
it's 1 bus change over, then the other bus goes right to just up the road from. Then we get off and we do a bit of walking to the DLR station, which if you're in central London, the best one is Tower Gateway. because it's a direct line. You can do it from Bank, but you'd have to change during the journey. Tower Gateway is a direct tube line. It's a direct DLR line, rather. So it's better. It's also not that far away from Bank anyway. So if you can do the walk, go to Tower Gateway. It's easier.
Yeah, so after we got there, we got coffee.
There's a Starbucks, there's a Costa, and there's a whole bunch of other food places as well.
Yep, so we got our coffee. I had a cigarette, and then we had to go in. They had to verify that we'd had our COVID jabs because we wouldn't be allowed in otherwise.
Well, it was more a case of they had to make sure we were okay to enter. So it's just like proof. It's not necessarily that we had the jabs. It's more the case of they had to make sure we were safe. Yeah, that's literally what it was. Because obviously not everyone can have them for various reasons. But it's more the case of because some people are medically exempt as well.
Hi.
Yeah, because also there's the face mask thing as well, which once we were inside, we did not have to wear them. And that's why they tested. That's why they checked us outside the building.
Yeah. So we also got these cute little bracelets to say that we are allowed to come in and out as we please.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a fun fair. It was literally like one of those.
Yeah.
But or even a nightclub if you do night clubbing. It's the little band thing around that, and literally, it's all you have to do is just show to the people at the doors, so they didn't have to just check you again, because that would get boring very quickly.
Yeah. So after that, we've gone in. We've scoped out what food places there are for lunch. Well, I did anyway, because I think with my belly.
Well, I already know what's there, so I didn't really have to.
Yeah. I was scoping it out. I was scoping everything, just seeing what they had. They had a really nice, was it a taco station right at the front?
Yeah,
there's the burgers.
There's no it was the burgers at the front, tacos a bit further up.
Yeah, everything smelled good. So we've gone in, we've had our little special IDs with our names on. I now have 2, and I'm very happy. I also got a goodie bag from Yao Business.
Yeah, they're one of the main sponsors of the show, so they provide goodie bags. You should go in, and it has a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and I've got that on my bed because I'm not sure where I'm putting all the paperwork that I got. Because another big tip, if someone's handing something out, take it. Do not deny it. Just go, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it will be helpful.
Yeah, you may want to tell the kiddies what happened, by the way, with the raffle.
Oh, yeah, so after because the business show's 2 days, we only did the one. When I've come back to Kent and I'm back home, I check my email and I have a email from one of the business partners for the business show, and they were giving away, you did a survey, and then they were giving away gift hampers, and I was like, okay, cool. Did the survey, and I actually got a gift hamper from the business show. So that was very nice. There was some wine, some cheese, some meats, and some crackers, and some olive oil. So that was very nice, and it arrived just in time for Christmas. So we all know what I had for Christmas. A nice bottle of white wine.
Because all Stephanie does is wine, 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 wine.
Ha, 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 funny. So, yeah, the business show is a really good way to get information. One thing that I will show you guys that I got, if it's still in my bag. Oh, is it in my bag or is it over on the shelf? I don't know. It's over on the shelf.
Yeah, the thing is they do give you a lot of stuff, so.
Yes. Some of it I've started to put away, but other bits I'm like,
Steph.
Oh, nice. I've actually got my pens in my college bag.
Yeah, but that was from it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. I've got a couple over in my pen pot on my bedside. And yeah. But the one thing that I will say is actually a good read, I've read a little bit when I've had some free time, is this.
the magazine thing.
Yes. Your Business. And if you're from the UK and you remember Dragon's Den, James Caan was one of the dragons on Dragon's Den. And this will give you a lot of advice and support about how to open your business, the marketing aspect, what you need, and other bits. So it's really helpful. I do actually recommend reading this. So yeah, if you ever get your hands on one, keep it, read it, because it is good.
I mean, obviously, what we should say, the business show is obviously in London, but you can always find networking events and places probably local to yourself, at least fairly close, at least.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it to something like that, you can probably find a local one.
Yeah, I believe there are a couple, but the one that I am going to mention is a London one.
Well, I meant for the listeners, obviously.
Yeah. So if you are in the hairdressing or beauty business, there is a event at the XL called Salon International. It is a week-long event, I believe. But students get to go on the last day. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go this year because we didn't have enough people wanting to go. Also, some of them actually fell sick. So not COVID, it was just stomach bug, which was good news.
It's students, probably alcohol.
So, yeah. So,
to be fair, I shouldn't say that because it's a stereotype which is very unfair. Not all students drink like copious amounts of alcohol. Speaking of somebody who doesn't drink.
Yeah, not all students are like your niece. Okay, relax.
Don't worry, I know everyone's like a complete alcoholic lush. I know this. It's
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who doesn't drink, I understand this, Stephanie. Probably better than most people do.
Yeah. But so with Salon International, there are a bunch of brands, whether it's different color houses, different scissor brands, appliances, essentially. Also, I believe a couple of celebrity hairdressers do come in and talk to everyone. From what I've heard, it's quite fun. So I'm going to try and go next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
It makes sense. There probably would be something like that because usually whenever there's any sort of events, most events tend to try and have at least one person who's either very well known or very high in the industry they're there for. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely one that is worth checking out as well. So if you are a hairdresser or a beauty technician, because I believe they have beauty technicians there as well.
I believe so, yeah, from memory. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure because I don't really do beauty therapy aspect. I'm hair and makeup, so I don't deal with the skincare stuff. I deal with I kick your face so that way they can clean it.
You guys can always just do the old searchy thing and find it. So if you just repeat what the event is, and then they can just look it up.
Yeah, so if you guys look up Salon International at the XL building in London, you will be able to find information on it that way. Oh, I've just found my husky. Yeah, I got this a while back from my partner. So, yes. Because my Mojo at the moment is hiding in my sister's room because my sister is actually away. So I'm very happy about that.
Oh, he's enjoying the peace and quiet.
Yes. So yeah, but he's 4 soon.
Yeah. Not a baby anymore.
I've had him since he was about 1.5.
Mm.
Oh no! Oh no!
He's a big boy.
He is a very big boy. Yeah. So you guys need to check out his podcast to see what has been going on in his life because I am not announcing it on here. As much as I really want to right now, it's no.
He has his own show, and we will get around to doing that because
I'm actually working on a couple more bits for that, so that way we've got enough to do a really nice long episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's going to be multiple coffee trips and snacks.
And Mojo if he feels like it.
Yeah, and Mojo if he feels like it, but it could just be I'm talking, he can come in whenever.
Yeah, that's why we make this very clear. It's Mojo if he feels like it, because it's very much up to Mojo if he does it, because that's just how it is. Because
Yeah.
We're not the people who are going to be like, here, stay here.
I'm not going to
no.
pick up my 45-kilogram dog by like off the ground on all fours, which I can do because I've done it once, and that was because he was just being annoying and I had to get him into the back garden because we had a massive delivery come.
I would think he's more likely to do it to you, but
funny. It hurt my back, but where we had a massive food delivery come, I needed him in the back garden so that way we could bring all the crates in and pack it all away. And he just was not moving. So I've just scooped him up. 45 kilograms of fur I've scooped up and waddled out into the back garden. We've popped him down and locked the back door so that way I can get the food in.
Big fur baby, basically.
Big fur baby. But if you guys want the equivalent of human to dog years, he's going to be 28. That is what he will be in dog years. In human years, he is 4.
But to Stephanie, he will always be
my little Bubba.
That's the one, yeah.
He will be my little Bubba.
So
but he's just getting so big. But at least he's stopped growing. That is the big thing, because his breed stopped growing at the age of 3.
I was going to say, at the age he is now, yeah, he would have done.
Yeah, no growing. That's it. We're all good.
So
not growing, so Bubba's in shed. But that's not the fun bit. It's where I've got such a dark bedding on at the moment. It's just caked in dog fluff. I'm like, this is why I don't have nice things.
No, this is why you're an idiot for having dark bedding with a dog that's sort of basically white.
Yeah, but then in the summer, I'm an idiot for having white bed sheets. I can't win because in like the winter, no matter what time of the year, if I have white bed sheets on, they turn brown because he will get up on them with his muddy paws and just stamp all over my bed. And I'm like,
so basically what we can all agree on is that Stephanie's an idiot.
Yeah, I can't win. So I let it be. I don't mind having messy bed sheets because at the end of the day, that's the sacrifice that you have to make as a dog owner, is you're not going to have nice bed sheets.
Let's be honest, it's not a sacrifice if you really want a dog.
Yeah. For me, it's just everyday life now. It's like, oh, was that there from last week or is that a new paw print?
It's like, oh, no, the dog's made it dirty. Oh, well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because if you get upset every time a dog makes something dirty, then you're not
going to want a dog.
You are going to like break down through mental stress.
Yes, you will become very OCD and you just will not be able to cope with the dog and trying to keep the house clean.
And if you're already OCD, then definitely not.
Yes. It's like a prime example is my kitchen floor. I can mop it at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Right?
Sorry, we should correct that. It's if you're compulsively cleaner OCD, then definitely not.
Yes. So again, I can mop my floor in the kitchen at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be nice and blue. Come midday, it will just have brown streaks all over from where Mojo's been running in and out from the garden. I'm like, this is why I don't mop the floors anymore. Like, I will mop them like once a week now. It's just gotten to that point. I'm like, it's fine.
I mean, literally, honestly, if that's the case, you just do it once a day if that's going to happen. But you do it once he's not going to go out again.
Yeah, I mean, we do it a lot less in like the summertime because we get all the dust coming because we keep the door open. So all like the dirt dust comes in, and I'm just like.
Well, during the summer, obviously, when it's nice summer, then obviously, yeah, there's no real point. So why not? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, all good fun.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, but touching upon obviously talking about things being good and stuff. For those of you unaware, Monday there's a chill time episode, and I'm going to be talking about on that show. Whether I'll have a guest or not, I don't know. It depends if anyone wants to do it, but it's more the subject that's the important thing. I'm going to talk about being yourself. And because a lot of people seem to have expectations of what they should and shouldn't be.
Yeah.
and I'm going to just go over a lot of that stuff and give at least my view upon it.
Mm.
And expects also, I'll explain it here, but I'll go into more detail on that show. The point being, this is my view. It does not mean it has to be your view.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a point I'm going to make on this show.
See, that's like the one thing that I've been told all my life growing up, especially, is just to be yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand that one.
Well, a lot of it's down to some of the stuff I see online and people tell me about that happens on the internet. And I'm of an age where I remember the world before social media.
Yeah.
And oh boy.
Times have changed.
And in a lot of ways for the better, but for some, yeah, but I will address that on that show because I think it's a valid thing to talk to people about.
Yeah.
And this is a conversation, it's not a lecture. So if people want to entertain and give feedback at the time, that's great. Even if afterwards, if they want to give their feedback and their view, that's cool too. The point of this is it's not say teacher giving a lecture to children or to students where you have to learn. This is what I think. This may help you. You may have or you may have an issue with it. If you do, what is your issue with it?
Yeah. It's something as well that I'm trying to drill into my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sister's at an age where she's now starting to see social media a lot more and she's going to want to start using it very soon. And she actually turned around to me the other day and she said something about how she wants to look like some of the girls that she sees on her mate's Instagram. And I'm like, really? And I showed her a photo of one of my really old Instagram posts from a few years ago because I used to edit the hell out of my nose.
Yes, you did.
I always edited my nose. I also, when I started to gain weight, used to edit my double chin because I've got a very slight double chin now.
Would you like to tell other people what I used to tell you about that?
I used to get told off quite a lot by my uncle because it's overly obvious that I've edited the photos. I have actually taken them down, I do believe. I think I've left one up.
You have, yeah.
Yeah. So I did take them down, but I used to be very insecure about my nose because I thought this was a big nose. If I just go side profile.
Not even close.
It's a baby nose. I have a button nose, which I got from my mum.
The thing is, though, right? Obviously, when you're a teenager, particularly, because this is usually when most people discover peer pressure.
Yes.
I mean, I won't go into details here because it's something I'm going to talk about on the show Monday. Even before social media, peer pressure was a thing, and people were supposed to fit into these little boxes because everyone seems to think everyone should be a certain way. And the reason I would tell you off, as you put it, I wouldn't use that term, but it's more. It
was more of a lecture about why I shouldn't.
An explanation is probably the better way of doing it because ultimately you still have to be yourself, which is kind of the point I was making.
Yeah.
Because, as a photographer, yes, I do edit photos, but I don't change physical appearance. I don't do it because it's a real big thing for me because you need to be yourself. Because if I edited the appearance of every person I shot with, all I'd ever have to do is just get one person and just shoot with them for the rest of my life. Because I could do whatever the hell I wanted if I just edited everything.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of that. But that's the reason why I would say these things to Stephanie, because also, one, it ain't good for your self-esteem if you think I'm not good enough, especially as a teenager, a young teenager at that, whether you're a boy or a girl, by the way, but this does happen to girls a lot more than it does guys.
Yeah.
So you're still growing. So people will say things because people can be very spiteful, but half the time they don't even mean it. They're just lashing out for or it's an offhanded comment. But the problem is, if you say it to the wrong person at the wrong time, that person might already be feeling bad about themselves.
They can take it personally.
Yeah, or it's going to play on their mind, and they're going to think, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, and they're going to try and do editing, or they may even do worse things.
Yeah. It's like, the reason why I started editing my nose was I had a random stranger just come up to me and go, "Oh, your nose isn't that much much bigger than mine." And I'm like, "What?" Bearing in mind, she looked like she had a nose job, right? It looked fake. But back then, I'm like, I have a big nose? Really? And I then became very insecure about my nose. But when I got my nose pierced back in August, they actually said that I have a very small nose.
Which is what I kept trying to explain to you.
Yeah. But I'm now 20. I've hit puberty. I've gone.
Look
Yeah,
at my
even
nose.
you've got a small nose.
Yeah. Everyone in our family has small noses. So that's how I know Stephanie doesn't have a big nose. None of us have a big nose. But the problem is, once you get that into your head, it's very hard to get it out of someone's head. And particularly when somebody's younger. So it's one of these things where you don't need to mollycoddle people, but you need to not be mean.
Yeah.
Because there's no point turning around to, especially someone who's, you don't know how to feel about themselves and going, I've seen better looking things like it in the bottom of a sick bag, you know. There is no purpose in that, really, other than to make you feel better and to make that person feel like crap.
It was like I had someone turn around to me while I was walking out and about. It was some random person, and I was going off to meet my partner. And while I was walking, they've just turned around and they've said to me, "You look like a right whore." And I've just turned around and gone, "Are you sure you're not looking in the mirror?" I'm now at that point where I will just snap back at somebody for a comment, or I'll just go, "Yeah, and what's your point?" That I'm now at that point in my life where I've been insecure about myself, and I'm now in a point where I'm not, and I'm just
But this is the thing: when you're at that point where you're confident enough to deal with that, that's one thing. But the problem is when people aren't in that space and you hear things like that.
Yeah.
It's the thing is, it's worse now than what it was when I was younger.
Yeah.
Okay? And a lot of that's to do with things like social media, for example. But it's also the unrealistic expectations people have on how they should look when you look at like celebrities.
Yeah. It's like,
because not being funny, a lot of celebrities just look that way naturally. That's just how they happen to look. But a lot of them,
they've been under the knife multiple times.
Yeah.
But I think one who's had barely any work done, if any, Angelina Jolie. I'm not sure if she's had work done or not. Okay, but so
it wasn't major though. It was like a correction. So
but I've seen
only major operation she's had was here.
Yeah.
But that's not for the reasons anyone thinks it is.
Yeah. But I've seen a picture of her when she was a lot younger to now. Yeah. She still looks fairly similar to how she looked when she was younger.
Yeah. The operation she had on her nose, by the way, was actually to correct something called a diverted septum.
Oh, all right.
Which is to help with breathing. So it just alters how your nose looks. So it looks like you've had a nose job, but it's actually not a nose job. It's a correction to help you breathe.
Yeah.
So, but because it's surgery that's physically was your appearance, that's why I classed it. But as to why this surgery here, for anyone who doesn't know, she had a mastectomy. Which is not to make you look pretty, it's to stop you getting breast cancer. Yeah. So that doesn't count.
No, and she then ended up getting the fake ones. I believe they're fairly close to her natural ones, aren't they?
There is no real difference between them, honestly. Also, much more unlikely to get breast cancer from them.
Yes.
And because the thing is, in her case, it was very likely in her family because of the history. She took a preventative measure to prevent it happening to her.
Oh,
that's a choice everyone has to take. But in her case, she was also of an age where she could make the decision without having to worry about anything.
Yeah. But it's like a few other celebrities. Mariah Carey, you can kind of tell she's had a bit of work done.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. just because you've had work done doesn't mean you look bad or anything.
Exactly.
But you can generally tell with most people when they've had it done.
Oh yeah. But the point is like people see all these celebrities looking flawless and stuff like that, and then when you look at it and you look at their younger photos, you can tell they've actually had work done.
Well, the other thing to bear in mind as well, right, is they're paid to look that way.
Yes.
It's part of the job they do.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw them at home every day, I guarantee you they don't look like that.
No. But
I mean, look at the pack pictures of some of these people. That kind of tells you what their everyday is like.
Yeah.
So, but everyone just assumes, oh, because they look this way all the time, they must always look that way. So I must always look that way. And like,
yeah.
No.
But one thing that I've never understood, and this happened to me when I was a bit underweight, when I was younger, is I used to get called fat in school. Bear in mind, I was a size 8 to 10 in female clothing.
Guys or girls or both?
Mainly women. I had a couple of guys, but that was not fat. That was commenting on my boobs and my butt.
Yeah. Well, it's with women at that age, when a girl was femme, as you classically, because that sort of size at that sort of age is probably it's actually femme.
Yeah.
I don't like saying it this way, but it's the only way I can really explain it.
Go for it.
Girls can be very bitchy to each other when it comes to appearance and weight, and if they feel threatened because somebody's prettier than them, thinner than them, they'll get very bitchy, saying, "Oh, you're fat." It's the first thing they'll go to because they assume every woman insecurity is they're fat.
Yes.
And I've seen this happen. This is why I know this. And my response has always been to that one. It's like, yeah, you're as fat as my finger.
Yeah.
Because it's a ridiculous comment. Because at that age, you cannot judge that because you're still growing as a person physically. You're not even at your full height yet, for example.
Nope.
So even if you've got a bit of puppy fat, which is what it's called at that age, you can't judge somebody by that because there's people I went to school with who had that puppy fat, and if you saw them now, you wouldn't recognise them. They look very different.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've kept my baby cheeks.
Some people do, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, I actually quite like it because when I smile as well, it's like you can tell.
But this is part of the point for what I'm going to talk about in that show is you being yourself and become for yourself as to the pitfalls and upshots of these things. That's kind of what it's going to be. So we kind of touched upon some of it here, of course, but there will be a bit more on that.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I'm going to talk about it from the guy's point of view as well as the women's. Obviously, the women's point of view. Obviously, I'm not a woman, so if anyone would like to give me a woman's point of view, that's cool too. Because
I think I've helped you there.
Yeah, but I meant on the show because obviously I can talk about it from how a guy would look upon it. There's also how a woman looks upon it, and there's also how a woman looks upon it looking at a guy, or how a guy looks upon it looking at a girl. And yeah, I am aware that in the modern day and age we have non-binary, transgender.
Yeah.
But the thing with that is I don't know enough about those to classify those because so that's something I can't speak at because I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'll be very clear about that because I am not egotistical enough to think I know the answer to everyone's woes. I do not.
Yeah.
I can only give you my opinion about the things that I have at least an idea about.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat. I mean, I've got a few friends who are transgender, non-binary, but I don't know. I'm one of those people. If I'm curious about something, I'll ask, but I know there's curiosity and then there's prying into their personal business, and I walk a very fine line sometimes with that.
You tend to find with stuff, it's a case of this is what I do is I will ask questions, but I'll do it direct to the first place. I'll literally start the conversation by saying, do you mind if I ask you some questions about whatever it is, whether they're trans, gay, bi, bi-curious, non-binary, whatever it is. Because maybe I have some particular questions about that person's version of it. Because the thing people seem to forget about, it's applies to straight people as well, by the way, not everyone's definition is the same.
Yep.
And this is a big thing about it being yourself thing, and this is a big point I like to point out to people, is just because this person happens to be bisexual doesn't mean they're like every other bisexual on the planet.
Yeah. It's like, when I first came out as bi, I had people ask me questions like, I was like, I can tell you how I personally feel, but I can't answer for the whole universe of bisexual women and bisexual men.
but that's the thing. People assume just because you identify it, in my case, I'm hetero, that I have the answer to every heterosexual man's thing. I don't have a fucking clue. I mean, I can give broad ideas and broad insights, but I can't give specific ones because every guy is different. The same as every straight woman is different. Every bi woman, every gay man, every bi man, we're all just different.
Oh yeah,
but I can give ideas and possibly examples of what I think.
Yeah, but it's like one big thing that I really cannot stand on. I am going to touch upon it without trying to get mad. So when I'm in the smoking area at college, I speak to a bunch of different people, and sometimes I'm in quite early, and so I'm waiting for my mates, and I'm having a cigarette while waiting for them.
Weirdly enough, places like that is usually where you might meet the most diverse group of people, because generally, no matter what you are, there's usually at least someone that smokes.
Yes,
it makes sense.
Yeah. So conversations normally start off with, "Oh, can I pinch a cigarette?" or "Have you got a lighter?"
Yeah,
that's the main two starters. Or have you got like this or that? And I'm like, yeah. So
can I bum a fag? Do you have a lighter?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I sit under here because it's raining? Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah. So I was chatting to this group of people, and this person comes over, and they've overheard the whole bisexual thing. And then I've shown a picture of my partner, and I thought they were already there, so I've shown them, and they went, "Wait, you're bisexual? That's bull crap." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? What makes you say that?" And they're like, "Well, you're in a heterosexual relationship." Yes, because I prefer men in a relationship. I prefer women sometimes for sex. It's all about preferences. I prefer.
It goes back to what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Everyone is different because just because you happen to be bisexual does not mean you fancy everyone equally.
Yeah. It's like for
we all have our preferences.
For like a long-term commitment, like committed relationship, I prefer a man. It's one of those things. I've tried it with a woman and it wasn't right.
That's fair enough. But that's how you find these things out. Generally, it's by trying.
Yeah. And then there's like the bedroom. Sometimes I prefer a guy. Sometimes I prefer a girl. It will all depend on my mood and my preference at that time.
Or sometimes both.
Yeah. It would just depend on my mood.
Well, no, I'm asking that as a question. I'm not assuming anything, because the worst you can do is assume that you know.
Mm-hmm. It's like people assume as a bisexual woman, I would cheat on a guy or a girl with the opposite gender. I'm like,
and that you fancy
I still have morals.
And that you fancy everybody.
Yeah, that's what most people because people mix up pan and bi. Yeah. Pansexual is they have no preference. You could be non-binary. You could be gender fluid. I would date someone outside of the two like genders, but I'm not always comfortable dating them, and I prefer being friends with them. That is my preference.
Are you familiar with sapiosexual? I think it's pronounced.
No.
Okay, it's all right if you're not, because it was a new one to me when I encountered this. Right? It'll be surprised you because it's not what you think it is.
Okay.
You're attracted to intelligence.
Why does that not surprise me?
That's literally what it means. Okay, I found this out from somebody I know who happens to be that.
Yeah.
They don't care what you are. They're attracted by who you are.
Your brain. They like the brain.
Yeah, they're attracted by how intelligent you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have no preference in any way. if they click with you when they talk to you and stuff, that's what attracts them. It's not even a physical thing. They like you for being smart, essentially, or can connect with them in an intellectual level.
It's like when me and my partner first got together, bear in mind my partner is a heterosexual male, but he is fairly sought after by all my guy friends. They all love him.
Okay, I will touch upon that before you finish that story. Okay, one thing that's always thrown at gay men by straight men, and I fucking hate this. Oh, he's gay, he's gonna want to do me up the bum. Fuck off, you're ugly.
Yeah, but it's like
not all gay men fancy every man they meet. They have standards. I personally find it flattering because generally gay guys have better taste.
Yep, but it's like loads of my gay mates who know my partner.
Yeah,
they've seen him in person, and they've all turned around to me and gone, "Can you break up with him so I can get a piece?" I'm like, "He mine." So
at least they ask.
Oh yeah, they ask. They're like, "Oh, can I get a piece of that?" No, that's mine.
No, but it shows they respect you because they ask.
Yeah, but so we were out in one of the shopping centres near where I live, and I've clocked onto him checking out a girl's ass, and I've just turned around, looked at him, and I've gone, "Yeah, she's got a really nice ass, hasn't she?" And I think that's something that we laugh at, is we just go, "Oh, check out that girl's ass." Ooh.
Yeah.
And he thought he'd get in trouble for like checking out other girls. I was like, at the end of the day, you're in my bed and I will look with you.
Yeah. I think this is why that is, because if it's a straight relationship, a straight girl gets very insecure about a straight guy looking at a girl. But if a girl's bisexual or bi-curious, which is the other definition of that, of course, they tend to be much more, she could be cute, or yeah, I'd do her too. Or it could be a case of, yeah, she's not my type, but I can see why you like her.
Oh yeah.
Because the situation is different, because you're not looking upon her as a threat, you're looking upon her as being, that's cute, I could screw her too.
Yeah. I think because with my ex as well, because we're both bisexual, me and my ex, we would do shit like that as well. And I'm like, for me, it's normal checking out both guys and girls, but when I'm in a relationship, especially with a straight man, I'm more looking at the women. Because I also prefer looking at women because they have nice bodies.
They do tend to be prettier, not gonna lie. Although saying that, there are some fucking good-looking drag queens. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Yes, there are.
So, the thing is, I don't find them sexually attractive. I do think they're pretty.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way as you. When I've seen drag queens, I'm like, I want you to do my makeup.
Yeah, there are so many makeup artists I know to see a drag queen go, "Oh, I can't fucking do makeup," because they just don't want to look at the makeup, the makeup the drag queen's done, and it's better. They're like, "Oh, fuck off," and I'm just laughing at this.
Yeah, it's like I actually. The last time I ever saw any drag queens or any sort was a mate of mine, and I've gone, "Damn, you've got a better rack than I do." And we just laugh about that because we will just look at each other's racks and we're like, "Yours is better than mine."
Yeah. Something I'm going to also dispel when it comes to drag queens. I'll do this here, but I'm going to, again, this is stuff I'll cover on the show I'll do on Monday.
Yeah.
People have this weird idea that if you're a drag queen, that you're gay. No,
I know straight men who are drag queens.
Right. This is something. This is what I mentioned this here because I think it's relevant. Because just because you look good, just because you enjoy dressing up, does not mean that you're gay.
Yeah.
You very well may be. Again, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to explain to people, just because somebody likes doing it, it does not mean that they are gay.
It's like drag kings, right?
Also, there are women who dress up as men who aren't gay as well. Yeah. So there's that too.
That is Yeah, in case you guys are not aware, the term for that is drag king, I believe. That is what I've been told.
Okay, that's why I explained that, because I knew what you was getting to.
Yeah. So I know drag kings who are as straight as anything, but I also know some drag kings who are gay. Very, very gay.
But this again is because everybody's different.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm going to touch upon Monday, because
Yes.
I'm going to cover a lot of this stuff, because I
I
think it's
feel
important.
like we've just covered Monday's show today.
No, because there's more I'm going to go into.
Oh no. Yeah, this is another episode of us just chatting a bunch of random shit.
Well, you say it's random stuff. I do think it's important stuff too, but
Yeah.
I just think it's something that's particularly relevant, because obviously the show on Monday, which is chill time, the point of chill time is for people to like hear and learn from stuff. And I just figured this would be more interesting thing for me to talk about, rather than me going, well, when I use my camera to take pictures.
Wait, that's what they do, huh?
Yeah, but that's what the behind the lens is for. I don't need another show to explain my photography stuff. So I figured I could use chill time to explain how I look upon it, because obviously I am of an older generation.
Yeah.
So as to how I look upon all this stuff. And then either people can enlighten me and tell me facts and let me know if I'm wrong about stuff. I'm perfectly open to being wrong, because it happens. I'm not the be all end all and all knowing power of the universe. But there may also be people who learn from what I say, and that's good too. So it's discussion and debate. It's the whole point of that, because I want people to feel like they can be honest and be themselves. Even if you don't agree with me, don't care. Yeah. Okay? I'm much more interested in your opinion. Okay?
Yes.
Even if I don't agree, you still have something to bring to the debate and the topic.
Yes. It's like me.
Also, I will not shout at you, and I will not poke fun at you. And the only time I'll do that is if you do something which is very, very bad.
Yep. It's like me and you when we have a discussion about topics. Yeah. Sometimes we agree on it, but also we have such polar opposite opinions.
Like the Marvel Universe.
Actually, I have got one thing that I do want to talk about.
Yeah, when it comes to the Marvel TV shows, me and Stephanie disagree on certain things. But that's her right. It's her right to be wrong. But
yeah, funny.
But my point is, you have the right to your opinion, is my point.
Yes.
As I have the right to mine. We do not have to agree.
No. But so completely switching subjects now. I think this is going to be the last topic we cover for today.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, where I struggle with my mental health, I have what I call low energy days, medium energy days, and high energy days.
Yeah.
So when I'm not at college or I'm not at work, I struggle with motivating myself to do stuff. So I've come up with 3 different lists, and they are for each energy day that I have. So I've got my high, medium, and low.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this all week. Figured I'd try it out this week, considering my sleep schedule's back to normal. So I've been trying it out, and it actually works really well for me, because I'm using up the energy and being productive, so that way I sleep properly at night.
This was something we discussed at the business show when we was talking about stuff there.
Yeah.
Being productive and making the most of your day. And as Stephanie points out, not everyone is always full of energy. Sometimes people have down days. Some people have medium days. And some people I have so much energy, I don't know what to do with it.
Yep. It's like, on my low energy days, as long as I've made my bed and I've taken Mojo for a walk and I've done some dishes or I've done some coursework, that's my productivity level for that day. But if I've had a high energy day, I could blitz the whole house. So if some of you guys also struggle with this, I feel like this is a really good way to help, especially keep a routine. So if you guys want to try it out, just give it a go. Let me know what you think. So yeah, just don't. All I will say is do not pile up like a whole A4 sheet of paper of tasks that are mandatory for you to complete in that day, especially if it's a low energy day. For example, my low energy day, I have, because I've also put some optional tasks on here and I pick a couple.
Yeah.
So my mandatory things for me on a low energy day are to make my bed and walk Mojo. And then I can pick 2 of these optional ones. Well, that's a given anyway, coffee. So for my optional ones, I've got doing the dishes, coursework, crocheting. I can clean a section of my room, laundry, which I end up doing anyway. Or I can bake. And I pick 2 of them, and then that's it. I can just unwind for the rest of the day and go from there. But yeah, don't overload yourself, because then it will not work. I tried it like ages ago, and I found out I actually overloaded what I was doing, and it just wasn't working for me. But now I have a system that works. So I thought I would share it with you guys if some of you do struggle with productivity and like sleep schedules as well, because I found this is actually making me tired between the hours of 10 and 11 at night, and I'm getting up between 5 and 6 in the morning. So yeah.
Yeah, it's sometimes it helps to have a degree of routine for people, regardless. I mean, speaking of myself, I have a routine that I do every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is. I mean, I don't have the same issues as you do because I don't have high and low energy days. I'm hyperactive. I've always got fucking energy. That's not an issue. But it's been productive with what I have. That's the key to it. And for me, I have multiple things I can do throughout the day, some of which I have to do, some of which are optional.
Yeah.
So that way I don't have to worry about doing not enough. Because it helps, particularly in my case, I have multiple things I have on the go. The priority things I do are the things which relate directly to the business, because those are those are mandatory ones. I make sure they're done. Anything else is optional, whether it's my own personal video projects that I'm going to start doing this year. More books. Again, I can do that when I like. It's not a pressing thing, because the only person I have to worry about with that is me, and I can do. In that regards, it's not like it must be done by this deadline. No, I can do it when it's ready. So
yeah,
nobody minds. I'm the one responsible for that. But yeah, outside that, it's just a case of just giving myself that, and of course, making sure you also have leisure time relaxing, because I cycle, I walk. It's always give yourself, I think, a good balance.
Yeah.
Even no matter what kind of day you're having. I mean, mine are always high energy, but I always give myself a balance between work and relaxing, because I think it's important. And particularly if you're like Steph and you have those 3 different days, always balance out them, regardless of which of the 3 you're having.
See, when I'm having my low energy days, I do take more personal time, but on average, I'm at a medium energy, like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But about an hour and a half before bed, I stop doing stuff on my to-do list. I pack everything away, and then that hour and a half is for me to do what I want to do. So whether that's I'm writing music, which I'm starting to do again, and there is some really cool stuff that I'm doing with that, or I play video games, or I spend time chatting to my boyfriend, or I even, depending on whether I've taken time out during the day, because sometimes during the day I take time out and I go see some friends. So you just do something for you.
Something I would say to people, if you have the capability of doing it, just because you plan stuff out in a certain way for a day doesn't always mean you have to do it in the order you've planned it.
Yes.
And I think it's important to don't be regimented. Obviously, if you're OCD, it's probably easier if you do it in order.
Yes.
But for those of you who aren't OCD, try and be a bit more flexible about what you do, because sometimes it will work out better for you if you do things out of order.
Yeah. I do apologise. I'm trying to find my glasses because my eyes are hurting.
That's all right. But obviously, if it's the OCD, then it's a patterns and routines thing, in which case stick to it, because you don't want to break the routine, because that's quite bad for someone who's OCD. But if you're somebody who can go between backwards and forwards between these things, it is beneficial, because there's times where I will do things on I always do certain things on every day, but I won't always do it at the same times every day. Because I tend to find if you do it at the same time every day, at least in my case, it can get repetitive and boring. But if you change up your routines, it stops it being boring, because then it changes to what you do. Also, if you can't always do something on the day, but you can do it the next day, don't worry about it. Just do it the next day. There's very few things you have to specifically do on an actual day.
Yep.
But with those ones, if you encounter something like that, just make sure you at least do that one. That would be it. If you're having a bad day, that's it. Outside of that thing, you've always got other days.
Yes. I have appeared to have lost my goggles.
I'll say, because ultimately, the most important thing is yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're not up to doing things, then don't make it worse.
Yeah. My philosophy that I've actually started to take a bit more seriously, and I've said it to loads of people, if you can't love yourself and take care of yourself, how can you love and take care of anyone else?
Yeah.
That's something I've been told for a very long time, and I've been telling other people, but I'm now starting to listen to that.
Let's see, how many years have I been telling you that exactly for?
Well, I'm turning 21 this year, so
21.
a while.
Yeah. See, but for those of you who want a more literal example, you'll love yourself long time.
Yeah. But it's sorry, I just had an email come through for life insurance and for medical negligence. I'm like, what? I didn't sign up for this.
Well, maybe it's down to those. Maybe they heard about the people who can't use pupil dilation properly.
Ha ha! You are funny. I can't believe that's been over a year ago now.
Yeah, but Steph, that is medical negligence, technically.
Technically, yeah. For those of you who don't know, because I didn't have my podcast this time last year, but it's on the sorting stuff which I have lined about an hour before that show.
Yeah, it was discussed, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. But just to give you guys a quick background, I went to go get my eyes checked at the opticians, and they had to put muscle relaxer drops in my eyes, which, bearing in mind, they give these to children, right?
Yeah.
And they made me blind for 3 days. I was on the phone to my uncle all for like the whole day. He was my pair of eyes for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was getting ready. I needed to know what colors things were. I did some makeup, and it actually turned out okay from what I could see in the photo of it when I got my vision back. It actually looked pretty nice.
The important thing, if you ever have to direct somebody who can't see, be very precise about what you say to them.
Yeah.
Because normally when people give general directions, it's almost like nonchalant. You've just assumed a person can see. What you have to remember is if somebody can't see, you have to be very precise. So if you're going to say it's on the left-hand side, you need to be, move your hand 3 hands along. Yeah. It gives you an idea of measurement that way, because it's something they can use to work it out. Or it's 3 steps to your 3 steps to your right, and then 1 step forward.
Yeah, it's
be very precise.
What, especially if you're stubborn like me as well, and you can't see, you want to try and be really independent, and it just doesn't always work. So no matter how stubborn you are, ask for help if you have like temporary blindness, or if you do go permanently blind, which is very unfortunate.
The thing is, there's nothing wrong being stubborn and independent. Absolutely there isn't. But at the same time, because it's better than feeling sorry for yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand why somebody would feel sorry for themselves, obviously, because it's not a nice thing to happen. But being stubborn and determined and not wanting help, I understand that. I get that one. But if you do need help and you're in a situation, it takes more strength and courage to ask for the help.
Yeah.
Than it does to be, I can do it on my own.
Mm.
Which, for some things, you probably can, but there's other things where you probably are going to need somebody's help because some things you do need a pair of actual eyes.
Like making yourself a hot cup of coffee. I managed to do it by myself. However, I almost got scolded in the process because how I was feeling for things. So the mug was on the countertop and I was using my right hand to like feel where the mug was. So I had my hand like that.
Yeah.
And then I've poured the water in, but I've tapped it on the mug, but I've gone a bit too far forward and I've almost scalded my finger on it. And that could have been very, very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, in Steph's case, obviously it didn't last, but it can be a hard thing for people to deal with. So,
yeah, for someone who does a lot of visual stuff, it was hard. It was extraordinarily hard. But yeah, I got through it.
Yeah, but
I'm now just scared of going to the opticians.
We should be scared of that particular opticians because clearly they didn't work out the solution properly for the dilation.
Yeah, because because of this, when I got my sight back, I'm now extremely light sensitive and my pupils dilate 95% of the way. They've actually gone up by 5%.
Which, for anyone who knows, that's quite a bad thing.
Yeah, it makes me a lot more sensitive to light and to bright colours as well. So if it's really like, because it's been quite sunny in the UK, especially as it's winter, I'm wrapped up warm, but I also have sunglasses on so I can actually see. It's terrible.
But what's probably
so I'm wearing sunglasses all year round.
What people probably find very weird about this is it's very helpful at night.
Yes, because you got people with the high beams on and the street lights, and it's worse at night. And having them on, because I also have red aviators and they reflect as well. But it tones everything down and it's lovely. No headache.
But the thing is, though, obviously, I'm not sure if you've done this. If you're just in the middle of like somewhere that's very dark at night and you don't have the glasses on, you'll be able to see things which you wouldn't have seen before because of the way your eyes dilate now.
Yeah, it's very weird. But I think on that note, because I can hear my mum singing Barbie Girl, so we're gonna wrap up. Because I've also got bits that I need to do, including Walking Mojo. So here's the new one that I've been doing. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
So yeah, on that note, we are gonna go before I start saying all these squares make a circle and rocking back and forth, and my eyes go really wide. Also, I need coffee because I can feel myself falling asleep. So, thank you very much for listening to us prattle on about a bunch of random shit. Okay. As of next month, I will be showing you guys different crochet patterns again. I'm actually going to get back into it. So, yes, this is going to be fun.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So, yeah, monthly for now on, people, for those you don't know. So, back next month with all the bits and pieces. And Steph will have patterns and stuff, and we'll keep you hooked, hopefully.
Fingers crossed, yes.
Well, no, because that wouldn't work for crocheting.
Funny. I wonder if I could. I'm going to try that off camera.
Why do I suspect that it's such an accident waiting to happen?
I don't know. But yeah, so...
Oh, that's right. I know you.
So thank you very, very much for watching. If you guys want to follow us on social media, it is all at the start of the video. So go back and watch it because I am not reeling through it again. And also, oh yeah, they're also linked in the description box below. I did forget that.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons they're there in case by the time you get to the end of the program, you just don't have the energy to be like, obviously there's the beginning of the show, but obviously they're still in the description below if you're on the YouTube channel. not on Twitch. If you have to go
Yeah.
to YouTube for this, so there'll be in the description box below.
Oh yeah, we're also on Twitch. Hi Twitch.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, all you Twitch users, come over to YouTube to find our socials because we can't link them because YouTube's the more advanced platform.
Because of the way, basically because of the way this is done, it doesn't let me
Yes.
actually put them onto Twitch. I don't know why. I'm guessing because Twitch's APIs are different.
Probably. But so yeah, we will speak to you guys next month. So we will see you later.
Stay caffeinated.
And stay safe. Bye-bye.
Preferably stay caffeinated because that tends to go hand in hand.
Yes.